Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
Budget problems and fewer students means closing down schools. The San Antonio ISD rethinking the way it operates, what district leaders say needs to be done to right-size schools.
And last month, we told you about a San Antonio parent's worst nightmare, a girl seeing a phone's camera pointed at her in the last place it should be, a dressing room, and her parents are still searching for justice.
Plus, not ready for takeoff yet. So many people flying out of San Antonio are asking, when will we get more direct flights? The airport's answer coming up. But first, 19 schools could be headed for closure in San Antonio ISD. That's the recommendation of district staff as SAISD works to, quote, right size. The school board heard that recommendation tonight, but trustees will not vote until November.
So this proposal comes after more than a dozen community meetings. The night team's Patty Santos was at one of those meetings tonight, and she tells us where we may see the majority of those closures.
The majority of the schools that are proposed for closing are elementary schools. Now, the formula that the school district is using to figure out which school they're looking to close is very thorough. But the bottom line is they're facing low school enrollment and a financial crisis if they don't do something. Almost every district except District 6 will have schools closed. Here's a look at the list proposed for closures. In District 1, Lamar Elementary School, Persian Elementary School. District 2, Carroll Early Childhood Education Center, Douglas Elementary School, Gates Elementary School, Miller Elementary School, Tynan ECC. District 3, Forbes Elementary School, Foster Elementary School, Highland Park Elementary School. District 4, Collins Garden Elementary School, Knox ECC, Lowell Middle School, Riverside Park Elementary School. District 5, Ogden Elementary School, Storm Elementary School. District 7, Baskin Elementary School, Hubert's Elementary School, Nelson ECC. Before the announcement tonight, citizens had a chance to address the board, pleading that their schools not be shut down. Others were understanding that this is a difficult decision.
How can the board trust the recommendation with limited engagement and not having a clear understanding of the process? Regardless of where Lamar lands on this list, as a board, you should be as uncomfortable as I am with any recommendation.
How is that going to be funded? Okay, so the reality is this: right sizing, it is what we're doing is we're making better use of our resources.
And here's what happens next. In the next 2 months, staff will meet with communities in those schools that will be most impacted to go get feedback and address their concerns. The school board will then vote in November to approve the final recommendation. The resizing plan also includes schools that are going to merge. So this really impacts the entire school district. Now, there's questions about what's going to happen to the staff, and there's also questions about what's going to happen to the empty buildings. We have a full recap of what this means for your community on KSAT.com. Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
Just 9.5 months into the year, and San Antonio police officers have shot and killed 10 people. That's double the number we saw last year. In the last 2.5 weeks alone, officers have shot and killed 4 civilians. The most recent of those deaths happening Saturday night when police shot and killed a 46-year-old man who was holding a knife at a Southside apartment complex. Now the new city budget opens the door for SAPD to add more than 100 new officers, but some people are worried that could lead to more violence.
Right now, we're focused on putting more and more police on our streets. And frankly, the more officers you have on your streets, the higher the chances of having a deadly interaction with officers are. And we're feeding into that right now.
We reached out to SAPD to get their answer to how they address the shootings. We didn't get a clear one. The San Antonio Police Department said its officers' actions depend on what suspects do. Tonight, a third person facing charges nearly 2 weeks after a San Antonio couple was kidnapped from their own home at gunpoint. This is Rafael Resendez. He's facing aggravated kidnapping charges in that September 6th kidnapping. By the way, the day after the kidnapping, that couple was found and reunited with their family. Today, police confirmed a 4th suspect is still out there. Investigators have not told us why they think that couple was kidnapped.
San Antonio police detained a 12-year-old boy for allegedly bringing a gun to school this morning. It happened at the Jubilee Academy Charter School on the southeast side around 10:30. Investigators kept everyone in the building in their rooms for about 2.5 hours while they removed the boy and the gun from campus. Police say the boy showed the gun to his friends, who immediately then turned around and told staff members. Nobody was hurt. Right now, police are trying to figure out, though, how that boy got the gun.
Could El Paso be, quote, on the cusp of a third wave of migrants? One nonprofit thinks so. The Opportunity Center for the Homeless says El Paso's shelters have been over capacity for 3 weeks. It believes Customs and Border Protection increasing the number of people released on the streets. CBP officials say they're processing migrants safely while enforcing U.S. laws. El Paso's city officials say the number of arrivals now averaging 1,200 migrants per day.
Their daughter says that somebody recorded her in a dressing room at a store at La Cantera, and now a family's attorney says that his clients believe the store should also be held responsible. The Night Team's John Paul Barajas spoke with the attorney and the girl's mother.
I think he was recording me. I know he has me on camera. I saw his phone recording, and her voice was just shaking really bad.
It's a phone call one mother says she'll never forget. Her 14-year-old daughter called her from the Forever 21 at La Cantera, where she says she saw a phone pointed up at her underneath her changing room door.
Yeah, it's awful. It's awful. You can't take that back. You can't, rewind it. It's heartbreaking.
The woman asked that both she and her daughter remain anonymous. And as much as they want to forget going back to school shopping on August 11th, it's a day that continues to haunt her daughter.
She's feeling really bad about herself. She feels violated.
The 14-year-old took a picture of the man who she says is responsible. But KSAT is blurring his face because San Antonio police have not identified a suspect and no arrests have been made. Now the family's attorney, Adam Cortez, says they also want Forever 21 to be held accountable.
Forever 21 was aware of this man. They recognized him from his distinctive sneakers and had prior complaints about him, yet was still able to enter the store and enter the unisex dressing room. So that's a bit disturbing.
Cortez says his clients have filed a claim with Forever 21 for negligence, but that they hope they can come to an agreement before having to go to a lawsuit. We also emailed Forever 21 around 4:30 this afternoon, but have not heard back yet. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
We had a few isolated showers pop up in a couple of lucky neighborhoods earlier today. I think rain's going to be pretty hard to come by in the days ahead. As for tomorrow, to get you out the door, 7 a.m., 73 degrees. By noon, we're already up to 90, then 96 for the high temperature with a good amount of sunshine and a southeasterly breeze at 5 to 15 miles per hour. I'll be back in a little bit to talk about how much rain fell and where, along with the weak cold front in the forecast and its odds for rain in just a bit.
Thank you, Adam. Gas prices have hit a new high for 2023. According to AAA, Americans are paying an average of $3.88 per gallon for unleaded. Analysts told ABC News this is because of a combination of things like increased demand. But those same analysts think prices will drop as companies switch over to less expensive winter grades of gasoline. So that begs the question, how bad is it here in Bexar County? Well, AAA reports the average price for a gallon of unleaded here, $3.51, 7 cents higher than the statewide average, still considerably cheaper also than the national average, which again is at $3.88.
All right, so don't count on the former president to show up to the second Republican debate. A source close to Donald Trump's campaign says that, yeah, he's skipping that one too. That means he will have skipped both GOP debates if he doesn't show up to the second one. That source says that Trump will instead deliver a speech in Detroit, the city at the very heart of the United Auto Workers strike. The next Republican presidential debate, by the way, is going to be next Wednesday, September 27th.
Now for a look at today's top headlines in your Nightbeat News Flash. 5 Americans headed home after the Biden administration negotiated a prison swap with the country of Iran. In exchange for those prisoners, the U.S. releasing nearly $6 billion in frozen Iranian assets. Iran's president says the deal could build trust between the U.S. and Iran in a time where American military presence in the Persian Gulf is only increasing. Imagine having to use Narcan on a baby. That's part of the reason the owner of a daycare center in the Bronx, New York, is facing charges. Police say several children in her care were exposed to fentanyl. A 1-year-old even died. A 2-year-old boy and an 8-month-old girl also found unconscious and taken to the hospital. They survived after doctors gave them Narcan. Now the woman and her neighbor each facing 11 charges, including murder. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash.
And we want you to stick around. The San Antonio River Authority wants to know what you think about its plans to improve creekways in the Alamo City, what neighbors are asking from those officials, and how you can also get involved.
Plus, being more direct. It's what several travelers say they want when they fly through San Antonio International, how the airport plans to adapt and accommodate for its growing list of flyers and the demand for more direct flights. Next on the Nightbeat. San Antonio International Airport could soon see changes from infrastructure to more flights.
A lot of people want to know about. The night team's Avery Everett explains that where the money could come from and how it's going to affect everybody traveling through our airport.
Yeah. A normal day at the San Antonio International Airport is usually a long day.
It winds up being a half a day traveling ordeal versus sometimes almost an entire day.
Roger and Rosemary Thompson are traveling back from Atlanta, but they first had to stop in Dallas.
Yes, we'd love to see more direct flights.
And it's something San Antonio business groups are advocating to change.
San Antonio is okay, but has a lot of room for improvement in direct flights.
Right now, San Antonio offers 40 direct flights with a nonstop to Philadelphia coming next summer. But the airport says they're hoping to add more soon.
It's an ever-evolving effort.
Just this week, City Council passed its $3.7 billion spending plan for fiscal year 2024. As KSAT reported, the airport system requested more funding for capital projects than last year. This in an effort to tackle new airport additions. It's a plan to draw in more passengers and eventually more direct flights.
The number of people that want to use this airport, this entire region is expanding.
San Antonio has its sights set on one specific flight, and that's to DCA, or the Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. So why hasn't the 7th largest city secured this flight yet? Well, that's because Congress has to approve certain flights to that airport, and San Antonio hasn't yet made the cut.
San Antonio is really the gateway to South Texas.
Having more direct flight options just increases that economic activity.
Starting the expansion is step one. But to the Thompson family,
Even though it was not a direct flight, but it wasn't too bad.
Just hearing the idea gets their hopes up.
It comes down to maybe you get to half a day more to spend with your grandkids, and for grandparents, that means a lot to us.
Construction for the new terminal is set to start in 2024, with liftoff happening in 2028. For a breakdown of what that expansion could look like, you can head on over to KSAT.com. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
I like the point he made. All right. Well, the San Antonio River Authority is trying to restore 11 miles of West Side creekways, and people living there, they're going to have the chance to learn more about this project. The SA River Authority and several other partners are hosting a series of sessions to tell people about the progress that's being made on those creekways. And that first session was tonight.
When folks come to one of our public meetings this week, they're going to hear from us, the San Antonio River Authority. They're going to hear from the Corps of Engineers, our partner, and they're going to hear about the project and where it's at. It's a chance for the public to weigh in before things the project gets too far along.
So you hear that and you think, how can I learn more? Or, hey, how can I ask questions too? Well, you can. There are several more meetings left. We have them listed for you on our website right now, KSAT.com.
A little worried about my co-anchor here. She stubbed her toe a little bit. I just want to make sure everything was okay. Just want to make sure everything was all right.
Thank you, Steve.
I got to check on you.
For letting everyone else know what happened.
Hey,
yes,
well,
it was my big shoe.
I said toe. I mean, they probably wondered what I was talking about. I'm worried about your toes.
There are hidden elements all over this set that we accidentally bump into, like this trash can sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but it happens. I accidentally kick it, but it's good to have there. Okay, let's take a look at the rainfall from today. Not many of us saw it, but where we did, we had some decent accumulations, especially just north and west of San Antonio, just due north up 281, Spring Branch area west of 281. A couple miles west, 0.9 inches, but then you go east of 281 and just 1/10 of an inch. that's the difference between nearly an inch and just about nothing, over 3.5 miles there. So it shows you what a short distance can make, of course, and what it means when it comes to rainfall. The disparity continues. Let's look at Leon Springs. This was a downpour that popped up around 3 p.m. and even drifted over parts of Camp Bullis. Around Leon Springs, 1 inch to 1.1 inches estimated by Doppler radar, and that jives nicely with this rain gauge here from Leon Springs earlier today. About 1 inch accumulated after a 30 to 45 minute storm. It was nice to see some of those. You can even see them off in the distance. If you were on the north side of town, you could see them for sure off to the distance parts of the day today. But unfortunately, they'll be pretty hard to come by in the days ahead. The big blue H, not a huge blue H, but the upper level high is over western Mexico right now. And we're all familiar with the heat high, of course. It's going to slowly be working its way back over Texas and more significantly influencing our weather. This does not mean it's a return to triple digits, but we will be above average and just below triple digits for the rest of this week. And it's going to deflect any potential active weather away from us. One example, upper level disturbance coming in from the Pacific Northwest over the western states. That's going to slide due east because it's blocked. It can't move our way. So that's not going to bring us any good rain-making energy, unfortunately. However, by this weekend, Sunday and Monday, the door will be open for a weak cold front to move in. So by Sunday, we're looking at a 20% chance of a few showers. I mean, isolated in nature. And when I say weak cold front, don't anticipate any big changes when it comes to temperatures. Looking at the tropics, we've got Category 1 Hurricane Nigel. Max sustained winds at 85. This is out in the middle of the Atlantic, and that's luckily where this one is going to stay, just affecting shipping routes across the Atlantic and likely to intensify a little bit over the next 12 to 24 hours. 95, that was our high today. That's 5 degrees above average, 4 degrees shy of the record. All across Texas, we had 90s, 90 Midland and Lubbock, 95 in Brownsville, Laredo 96, the high temperature. We did get up to triple digits briefly in Pleasanton, and even Cotulla made it up to 99. Del Rio was close along with Gonzales at 98. Tomorrow, we'll start the day low 70s. That's locally. In the hill country, we'll have some mid to upper 60s, but then by the afternoon, it's going to be a familiar picture with high temperatures well into the 90s, even nearing 100, especially south and east of town. 73 at 7 a.m. by noon, 90. Then we get into the mid 90s by the afternoon. And it's going to be very similar temperature wise the rest of this week. Some sunshine, 96 to 97 for the afternoon high, and then that slight chance of rain Sunday.
Yeah, I have to wait till next week to get some of that rain. Thank you, Adam.
All right, let's talk about the Longhorns. They're off to a pretty good start.
A very great start. Yes, a perfect start to the season. You love to see it if you're a Texas Longhorns fans. And they're coming off of a specifically versatile win. Head coach Steve Sarkisian says what was the key to the great start. We'll take a look. Plus, San Antonio native and rookie sensation Josh Young is finally back in the Texas Rangers lineup.
I'd like not to have to wait till the fourth quarter, but it is a little bit comforting to know that we can play that way in the fourth quarter. This is back-to-back weeks of 21-point fourth quarters.
Head coach Steve Sarkisian's Texas football team earns its highest ranking at number 3 in this week's AP poll since 2009. A big credit to the Longhorns' clutch play late in games right now in big board sports. The third-ranked Texas Longhorns and Wyoming were tied at 10 entering the fourth quarter on Saturday. But thanks to a 21-point fourth quarter, Texas won 31-10 to improve to 3-0. This year's late-game surges were nowhere to be found in previous seasons. In fact, Texas completely flipped the script and now will be focused on starting fast when it opens its Big 12 schedule against Baylor this upcoming Saturday. A few key UTSA football players remain day-to-day as Saturday's matchup at number 23 Tennessee gets closer, headlining. The injury report is star quarterback Frank Harris, who is still dealing with the toe injury that sidelined him in last week's game against Army. Head coach Jeff Traylor told media today, non-conference game or not, it Harris is healthy. He will play.
There's just no way you're going to keep a kid like Frank Harris off the football field. He's 100%. I mean, one, he's done too much for the program. Two, he's too good of a player. He's the leader of our team. If he's 100%, you got to let the kid play to get better.
Outside linebacker Trey Moore and wideout DeCorian Clark are also day-to-day. Tennessee was upset on Saturday by unranked Florida.
Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
So many things went right in the Cowboys' home opener against the Jets. Dak Prescott completed 81.6% of his passes. Micah Parsons put on a clinic, 2 sacks, forced fumble, and recovery, while Dallas dominated time of possession 42 to the Jets 17. The Cowboys improved to 2-0 and next face Arizona. The Texas Rangers got a huge boost tonight with the return of a couple of All-Stars, including rookie third baseman Josh Young. Young missed 6 weeks with a fractured left thumb. It clearly impacted the club as they found themselves in a fight to make the playoffs after dominating the first 4 months of the season. Boston, though, spoiled the day as Texas loses its series opener with the Red Sox 4-2. Talking high school football when we come back.